I'm finally able to do the cool streamer thing if I even have a camera to use yet. Yep, I do. Watch this, guys. Hey, Ghost Martial Arts here. Check out my check out my EXFILZONE video. Yeah, here it goes. Check it out. Was that cool enough for starting off on my PCVR? All right, cool. I'm out of here. This is actually my second time doing this. I'm gonna just be straight up honest. So let's get straight into it. I'm gonna give the overall looks at this, but I'm really excited. They finally came out and did the actual sit rep for us. So now we have this going for us. We have the wipe date. It is September 4th. I am prepared for it. I'm ready. I'm ready for it to kick off. The pre-wipe event is apparently starting August 23rd. So the whole point of this is just to go over what they've already posted and just tell you some of my personal thoughts on it and what I'm excited for. So one of the first thing is the Gunsmith system. I didn't get into the extraction shooter till like later on in the game, but this sounds freaking amazing. I know a lot of like Ghost of Tabor people have been saying like, oh man, Ghost of Tabor was supposed to have been had this. I didn't, I know nothing about it. Not my monkey, not my circus. But the fact that they're even bringing this in, especially into an extraction shooter, is crazy. I have no idea. They said it's a game changer, even in here, that you can assemble hundreds of unique weapon variants by combining an extensive array of weapon parts from barrels, stocks, sights, and suppressors. I have no idea how deep this is going to go. Like, are we going to be able to take it off of other people's guns completely? Are we going to have to sit there and like? I have no idea. It's just going to be insane. I'm excited to like build the weapons I have in freaking real life. So that's going to be so fun on its own. But I don't know what this is going to look like. I saw the little drill and stuff in the videos, and that even had me hype. They don't talk about it on this. I didn't see earlier, but I think this was with the last time they put out a sit rep. This is when the posters we realized we were going to get posters too. So not as exciting to me, but cool. You can chill out in your hideout and do some stuff. But the gunsmith system itself, that thing's going to be crazy. I can't wait. So moving on. Next thing they talked about was the new map. They're calling it new deployment zone. We can get in there. It's the smuggling tunnel. It seems like a option to do instead of Metro. So I'm curious if they're going to keep that pay to enter and if they'll make this pay to enter and how that's going to work out. But even with this one, you see we got a whole new boss right here. So, and in the video with Tanavarian, if I'm saying that right, or Tanavarian, he went crazy. It looked awesome. Great video. You should go check it out. But yeah, I'm looking at the boss right now and he looks pretty creepy. So I'm assuming it's going to be like a really creepy feeling area. I'm personally not for creepy stuff too much, so I'm definitely going to be running this with a team if there's blood everywhere. Not my monkey, not my circus again. But I'm super ready for a whole new map. And I'm really hoping that if they do add this one in, they take away the payment for one of them. Like it has to be smuggling tunnel or Metro. We can't have it on both. That's already a bit too much with Metro, in my opinion, especially with like the missions. Now, they said they're cranking up the missions to give us more to do, which I like. I just don't want to have more grindy missions that are just like, and I've heard this constantly. We either something needs to be done about the boss spawns and just certain things that can only happen on certain raids, and you have to end up going into a raid a trillion times just to do it. A couple of them, like the gold figurine thing, I'm a little more like okay on that one. But even that, it's like I've known people that played the hold wipe and didn't get one naturally. They had to get it from somebody just to move on. So there either needs to be a system to bypass that, or they need to do something to where something spawns each time, especially bosses. I hate it going into raids and not having bosses, or the Exfil one in Metro. That was everyone's worst enemy because it's like you either die or you don't get the freaking exit. So you just never get a chance to get out unless you're super lucky on like the first couple of runs. Um, they keep talking about what's going on more and more, and then they even speak about I'm going to talk about the pre-wipe first and then the upgrade. So the pre-wipe is August 23rd. They haven't said anything about what they're going to do. They just said that whether you're um, a veteran or a contractor, expect wild surprises, exclusive rewards, and a chance to flex your skills before they reset everything. I'm more excited for the actual wipe than any pre-wipe event they could possibly think of right now. Not saying I'm not thankful for it and grateful that we even have a studio that's been doing this much for the community and actually listening to us and doing things innovatively, but I could care less. I just want wipe to be here already, and the sentiment's the same across the board. If you even go look at the Discord, everyone's like, a couple weeks. We were expecting it like now. So on that note, the actual huge upgrade that I'm curious about is the UE5. I don't know a lot about technology, to be completely honest with you. I'm just now getting into like the PC world of things, so I'm learning more about Unreal Engine 5 itself and how it operates on PCs. I know it's already been on games, et cetera, et cetera. I want to. I know a couple of games I've played that have had UE5, and my computer does not run well with it. Or my old one did. Maybe this new one does, but it wasn't running well. I've heard a lot of complaints of people of, if I'm saying this correctly, using UE5 and it not properly integrating into however their system's used. So you come up with a whole another host of issues. I really hope that's not the case in this because it looks beautiful. I just don't want it to be ruined. So that's all the news on EXFILZONE, but they're also updating the Battle Royale, which I never got to play. And it's like heyday. I only got to play, not only, I only did play EXFILZONE seriously. And that was on the first wipe, was when I got into it, even late in there. But this Battle Royale update, I'm finally going to probably step back in because they're also giving an update to that. So it looks like new areas. I can't speak too much on it. It just looks cool. I only played it once or twice, but it was already kind of dying out. And I like the fact that they went ahead and took away solos and they just pushed into trio and reborn, which, based on my experience with watching people play Warzone and like family and stuff, that's the smart idea. Not a lot of people are playing solo, and it was just taking more people away from the fact that, or sorry, taking more people away from the game itself. So now you've got Jim and Bob over here while Jim was just trying, or Tony was trying to run. But now Tony can't run on his own, and he's not going to be sitting in a server for 18 hours because Jim and Bob are over here. We're all just going to be together. It'll be a focus on trio and just coming back in and playing with reborn modes. I'm a huge fan of that. I think that's a great idea, at least for the time being, until the player base picks up a little bit, which I think this will do. Apparently, they're updating the map. There's some changes people have spoken about. I just don't know enough about that to speak on it. And then there's core gameplay updates. It's several system updates are on the way, including a major reduction in zip lines and other adjustments aimed at tightening gameplay. Don't know what any of that means. Don't really care. I'm here for Exfilzone mainly. I am going to be playing Battle Royale, but anyways, that's the new updates. If you want to know more, go check out their Discord, but that's all there is. Peace out.